Hello friends and welcome. Are you thinking about job interviews? Maybe you have one coming up soon? Do you feel a little nervous, especially because the interview might be in English? When you think about speaking English to the interviewer, does your heart beat fast? Do you worry you won't find the right words or that you'll make mistakes? If you feel this way, please know it's very normal. Many people, especially here in India, where we often speak wonderful languages like Hindi, Tamil, Bengali, Marathi, and many others in our daily lives, feel nervous when they have to speak English in a formal situation like a job interview. It's a big challenge, but I have good news for you. Getting better at speaking English for interviews is possible for everyone. Yes, for you too. It's not about having perfect, fluent English like a movie star. No, it's about learning how to communicate your ideas clearly and confidently using simple words. It's about showing the interviewer who you are and what great skills you have. And you can learn how to do this. So today, in this video, Speak English Confidently Interview Prep for every candidate. I want to share some simple, easy to understand tips and tricks. This is for everyone, especially if you are a beginner or feel underconfident about your spoken English. We will make interview preparation easy for you. Here's what we will learn together today. First, we will understand what the interviewer is really looking for. Why do they ask certain questions? Knowing this helps a lot. Second, we will learn a very simple but powerful method called the STAR method. This will help you answer questions about your experiences in a clear way. Third, we will look at some common interview questions like tell me about yourself and learn simple ways to answer them in English. And finally, we will talk about how to finish the interview nicely and what to do afterwards. My goal is to give you simple steps and confidence. By the end of this video, I hope you will feel much more prepared and less nervous about your next English interview. Remember, we are aiming for clear communication, not perfection. Ready to learn some easy ways to handle English interviews? Great, let's start. Understanding the interviewer's needs. First, let's try to think like the interviewer. Imagine you are sitting in their chair. Why are you interviewing people? Is it to make them feel nervous or find their mistakes? No, definitely not. The interviewer has a job to do. Their company needs someone to fill a position, to do certain work. The interviewer's main goal is simple. Find the best person for that job. They are actually looking for someone good. They want you to succeed because finding the right person solves their problem. So when they ask you questions, they are usually trying to find out three main things. Number 1, can you do their work? Do you have the basic skills needed? Maybe computer skills or technical knowledge or experience from college or another job. They need to know if you are capable of performing the tasks required. Number 2, are you a good team member? Will you be friendly and cooperative with others? Do you have a positive attitude? Will you fit into the company's way of working? They want someone who will work well with the team. Number 3, do you really want this job? Are you interested in this specific role and this company? Or are you just applying everywhere? Do you seem motivated and willing to learn? They want someone who is enthusiastic and likely to stay. Knowing these three things, can you do it? Will you fit in? Do you want it? Helps you understand why they ask certain questions. It's not a test of your memory or your perfect English grammar. It's a conversation to see if you and the job are a good match for each other. Thinking about it this way can make you feel less scared. It's a two-way discussion. Now how do you show them you are the right person using simple English? The most important step is to prepare based on the specific job. Don't use the same answers for every interview. Look carefully at the job description, the paper or web page that describes the job. Think of the job description or JD as a guide map. Read it slowly. What words are repeated? Maybe it says, good communication skills needed. Maybe it says, must know Microsoft Excel. Maybe it says, team player required. These are important words or keywords. Write them down. After you find the important words, think about your own life. Think about your college studies, any projects you did, maybe part-time work, or even helping in your family shop or community. Where did you use skills like communication, or Excel, or teamwork? Now connect your experience to their needs. For example, if the JD asks for basic computer skills, don't just say, yes, I know computers. Tell them a little story. You could say, I saw you need basic computer skills. In my college, I did a 6-month course on Microsoft Office. I learned Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. I used Excel for my final year project to make charts. This answer connects your skill directly to their requirement with a specific example. What if the JD asks for teamwork? You can say, teamwork is important. During our college sports fest, I was part of the organizing team for cricket. We worked together, shared tasks, and helped each other. The event was successful because we worked as a team. What if you are a fresher and don't have much job experience? Think about transferable skills and soft skills. Transferable skills are things you learned in one situation that can be useful in another. Maybe you helped organize a family wedding. That shows planning and organization skills. Maybe you helped a neighbor learn how to use their smartphone. That shows patience and communication. Soft skills are about your personality. Being polite, working hard, being friendly, learning quickly, solving small problems. Interviewers look for these too. You show these skills by being polite in the interview, by listening carefully, and by giving examples using the STAR method we all learn next that show you are reliable and work well with others. For example, if they ask about handling pressure, even if you haven't had a high-pressure job, you could talk about preparing for your board exams. Board exams were a high-pressure time. I made a study schedule, focused hard, and managed my time carefully to cover all subjects. It taught me how to stay calm and organized under pressure. So, the main idea here is, read the job description carefully. Find the important skills and qualities they need. Then think about your own experiences, even small ones from college or personal life, that show you have those skills. Prepare to talk about these connections using simple English and specific examples. This shows the interviewer you understand their needs and you are a good match. Mastering the STAR method, okay? We talked about using examples. But how do you tell your example like a clear, short story that the interviewer can easily understand? There's a very simple and very useful trick for this. It's called the STAR method. It helps you structure your answers, especially for questions about your past experiences. STAR is easy to remember. Each letter stands for one part of your answer. S stands for situation. First, tell briefly where and when this happened. Just set the scene quickly. For example, in my final year of college, or when I was working part-time at the local library. Just one simple sentence, usual. T stands for task. What was your job or your goal in that situation? What problem did you need to solve? For example, my task was to complete a difficult group project, or the challenge was to handle many customer complaints. Make it clear what needed to be done. A stands for action. This is the most important part. Tell exactly what you did. Use the word D. For example, I suggested a new plan. I talked to my team members. I learned how to use the new software. I helped the customer find a solution. Give specific steps you took. Make this part the longest. R stands for result. What happened in the end because of your actions? Was the result good? Try to mention a positive outcome. For example, and the project was finished on time, or the customer was happy, or improved the process. If possible, adding a number makes it stronger. We finished the project 2 days early, or customer complaints went down by 10%. Even if the result wasn't perfect, you can say what you learned. I learned how important clear communication is. Let's try simple example first, not about work. Imagine the interviewer asks, "Tell me about a time you helped someone." Instead of just saying, "I helped my neighbor find her lost cat," use star as situation. Yesterday evening, my elderly neighbor, Mrs. Gupta, was very upset because her pet cat, Mittu, had gone missing from her apartment. T. Task. My task or goal was to help her find Mittu quickly because it was getting dark and she was very worried. A. Action. First, I asked Mrs. Gupta where Mittu usually likes to hide. Then, I helped her search inside her apartment carefully. When we couldn't find Mittu inside, I suggested we search the building staircase and garden area. I called out Mittu's name, while Mrs. Gupta showed a picture to the security guard. I also checked near the garbage bins, where cats sometimes go. R. Result. Luckily, I heard a faint meow coming from under a parked car. Mittu was hiding there. We brought her back safely. Mrs. Gupta was extremely relieved and thankful. It felt good to be able to help her find her beloved cat. See, the STAR method makes the story clear, structured, and shows exactly what you did and the positive outcome. Why is STAR so helpful for English interviews? It gives you a simple plan for your answer so you don't get lost or confused about what to say next. It helps you focus on your actions. The A ought showing what you can do. It provides proof of your skills through a real example. It makes your answer easy to follow for the interviewer. It helps you keep your answer to the point. Now, how do you use STAR for common interview questions? It's perfect for behavioral questions, so starting with, "Tell me about a time," or "Give an example of." Let's try one. Tell me about a time you worked well in a team. As situation, in my final semester of college, we had a group project for our environmental science class. We were a team of 4 students. T. Task. Our task was to research and present a report on waste management solutions in our local area within 1 month. A. Action. We decided to divide the work. I volunteered to research the plastic waste situation because I had read some articles about it. I collected data from local reports online. I also participated actively in our weekly team meetings, sharing my findings and listening to others' ideas. When one team member was struggling with their section on composting, I offered to help them find some easier resources online. I also helped put together the final PowerPoint presentation using everyone's inputs. Our result: we worked well together, supported each other, and submitted a comprehensive report on time. Our professor gave our team a very good grade and praised our collaborative approach. It showed me how much more we can achieve when we work together and help each other. You can also use STAR for situational questions. What would you do if? You just describe the actions you would take. Example, what would you do if a customer was angry about a faulty product? S situation, if a customer came to me angry about a faulty product. Key T. Task. My main task would be to calm the customer down, understand the problem fully, and find a fair solution according to company policy. A. Action. First, I would listen patiently to their complaint without interrupting, showing empathy. I would apologize for the inconvenience they faced. Then, I would ask clear questions to understand exactly what is wrong with the product. I would check the warranty details and company policy for returns or replacements. Based on the policy, I would clearly explain the available options to the customer, maybe a replacement, a repair, or a refund. I would process the solution quickly and politely. Our result. My goal would be to resolve the customer's issue effectively and make them feel heard and valued, hopefully retaining them as a customer despite the initial problem. How do you get good at using STAR in simple English? Practice. Think of your stories. Think about Panch Saat important times from your studies, projects, or any work experience where you showed skills like teamwork, problem solving, learning quickly, leadership, handling pressure. Write them in STAR. Write each story down simply using the STA points. Use basic English. Say them out loud. Practice telling these stories again and again. Get comfortable saying the English words. Keep them short. Aim for about 1 or 2 minutes for each story. Focus on I did. Remember to talk about your actions. Using STAR will make your answers structured and clear. It gives you a simple path to follow, making it easier to speak confidently in English, even when nervous. Common interview questions and answers host. Now that we have a great tool like STAR, let's look at some specific, very common interview questions that can often cause anxiety. We'll create simple, clear answers you can adapt. First, the big one they usually ask right at the start. Tell me about yourself. Remember, this is your 60 to 90-second advertisement. It's your chance to quickly show them who you are professionally and why you're relevant for this job. We can use the simple present, past, future structure. Let's imagine you are a recent graduate applying for a trainee role at an IT company called Infosys Tech in Delhi. Present. Start with what you are doing now. Good morning. My name is Priya Sharma. I have just completed my BSc in Computer Science from your college, e.g. City College, Delhi University. I really enjoy coding and learning about new technologies. Just briefly mention relevant education or projects. During my OO degree, I learned programming languages like Java and Python. For my final year project, I developed a small library management application using Java. This project helped me practice coding and problem-solving skills. Mention skills relevant to it. Future, connect to the job and company. I saw the advertisement for the software trainee position at Infosys Tech and I was very excited. I know your company does important work in mention their field, e.g. developing software for banks. I am eager to learn more, contribute my skills, and start my career in a dynamic company like yours. See how simple that is? It introduces you, mentions relevant skills from your past college project, Java, and shows interest in their specific company and role. Keep it short, relevant to the job, and positive. Practice this introduction many times so you can say it smoothly and confidently in English. Next question pair. What are your strengths and weaknesses? They want to see if you know yourself. For strengths, connect to the job. Choose one or two strengths that are important for the job. Look at the job description again. If it needs someone careful, say attention to detail. If it needs teamwork, say collaboration. Give a small example. Don't just say the word. Give a tiny proof. Be honest and confident. Simple strength example 1. I think one of my strengths is that I am a quick learner. For example, in my final year project, we needed to use a new database system. I watched online tutorials for 2 days and was able to learn the basics quickly to help my team use it for our project. Simple strength example though, another strength is my positive attitude. Even when our college project faced some problems, I tried to stay positive, encourage my team members, and focus on finding solutions together. For weaknesses, remember, be honest but smart. Choose a real weakness, but not something essential for the job, and always say how you are improving. Be honest but careful. Don't say, I have no weaknesses. Choose something real. Maybe you are shy initially, or maybe you need to improve a specific skill. Show you are improving. This is the most important part. Simple weakness example 8. Sometimes I am a little shy when speaking in a large group for the first time. Weakness. However, I know communication is important. So I have been practicing presenting in front of my friends, and I joined the college debate club last year to become more confident. Action for improvement. I feel I am getting much better at expressing my ideas now. Simple weakness example though, my handwriting is not very neat. Weakness, usually not critical for office jobs. But I understand the importance of clear notes. So I now make sure to type all my important notes and reports on the computer to ensure they are easy for everyone to read. Action. Solution. The key is to show you know yourself and you are actively working to become better. Finally, the important question, why should we hire you? Or why do you want this job? Why this company? This is where you connect everything. Show them you are the best match. Show you understand the job. Briefly mention what you understand they need. I understand you are looking for someone who is hardworking and eager to learn for this trainee position. Match your skills. Highlight 8 or two of your most relevant skills or experiences from your past section or strengths. As I mentioned, I have learned skill 8, e.g. Java programming, during my college project, which seems important for this role. I am also a quick learner, skill 2, express enthusiasm, show you want this job at this company. I am very excited about the opportunity to learn from your experienced team at company name and contribute my best efforts. I am confident I can quickly become a valuable member of your team. Pal, dear minds, I'll show Parasitaritan Antalbupi. Keep this answer focused on how you meet their needs. Be confident and sincere. Answering these common questions well using simple English and clear structures will really help you feel more comfortable and make a great impression in your interviews. Preparation is your best friend here. Closing the interview and follow-up host, fantastic job. You've answered the main questions, maybe even used the STAR method for some examples. The interview is almost over, but don't relax completely just yet. The last few minutes and what you do right after are still important for leaving a great final impression. First, let's talk about closing the interview. When the interviewer says something like, "Okay, that's all the questions I have," or asks if you have questions, make sure you end the conversation politely and positively. Don't just get up and leave. Prepare a simple closing statement in English. You can smile and say something like, "Thank you very much for your time today. I really enjoyed learning more about this job and company name. I am very interested in this opportunity." Or maybe, "Thank you for speaking with me. It was great to understand the role better. I am very excited about the possibility of working here." Just a short, sincere thank you and one last reminder that you are interested. If you are meeting in person, a polite handshake, if offered or appropriate, and a smile are also great ways to end positively. Second, asking questions. Usually, the interviewer will ask, "Do you have any questions for us?" Always say yes. Saying no questions can make you look uninterested or unprepared. Asking questions shows you were listening. You are serious about the role and you want to know more. It's also your chance to find out if this job is really right for you. But what questions should you ask? Prepare 2 or 3 simple, thoughtful questions beforehand. Don't ask things you could easily find on their website, like "What does your company make?" And usually, don't ask about salary or holidays in the very first interview unless they bring it up. Ask questions about the job, the team, or the company. Here are some simple examples. Can you tell me more about the team I would work with? What is a typical day like in this job? What are the main tasks I would be doing in the first few months? Are there opportunities to learn new skills in this role? What is the next step in the interview process? This is always a good practical question to ask at the end. Choose 1 or 2 questions that feel most important to you. Listen carefully to the answers they give. It shows respect. Finally, the follow-up. After the interview is over, there's one small but important step left. Sending a thank you email. Do this within 24 hours of your interview. Why? It shows you are professional and polite. It reminds the interviewer about you. It confirms your interest in the job one last time. Keep the email short, simple, and professional. Make sure there are no spelling or grammar mistakes. Proofread it carefully before sending. You can use a very simple template like this. Subject: thank you, your name, job title, interview, dear Mr. Ems. Interviewer's last name: thank you very much for taking the time to interview me today. Yesterday, for the job title, position, at company name. I enjoyed our conversation and learning more about the role and the team. Optional, you can add one simple sentence mentioning something specific you discussed, like, "I especially enjoyed discussing the training program you mentioned. I am very interested in this opportunity and believe my skills in mention a key skill, e.g., basic accounting, would be a good fit for your team. Thank you again for your consideration. I look forward to hearing from you about the next steps. Sincerely, your full name, your phone number." That's it. Simple, polite, professional. So ending the interview strongly involves a polite closing statement, asking 1 or 2 good questions, and sending a prompt thank you email. These final steps reinforce the positive impression you've worked hard to create. Conclusion host. So friends, we covered a lot today. We learned to think like the interviewer, use the simple STAR method to tell clear stories about our skills. Prepare for common questions like "Tell me about yourself," and finish the interview process strongly with good closing remarks, smart questions, and a professional follow-up. I really hope these simple tips make you feel more prepared and less nervous for your next job interview in English. Remember the most important things. Preparation is key.